Aloha data structures students, Springs 2022. Wow, that's hard to say already. Farther we get 2020 behind us, the better, right? So I just wanted to give you a quick video because of the fact that school starts actually on Tuesday the 18th, but our class meets on Mondays, which means the very first Monday and the only Monday that exists in each week is a holiday, so we won't be meeting the first week. So I thought I'd give you a little introductory video to kind of fill in for syllabus day, which is usually the first day anyway, and just kind of highlight some things about this class and to introduce to you the first assignment. What? I know already. What? Just, yes. All right, so let me kind of give you an overview of how I've set up the class and how things are structured and so forth. Obviously, all of these are quick links to things that you can find within the modules. So you can quick click on any of these. I'm just going to go right into the modules where all of these have links to anyway. So I'm going to ignore this first one from the beginning and we'll come back to it. So what do I want to kind of bring to your attention? There's a lot of things to think about before we get started or to be aware of, and all of them are listed out here. Things to do before class so you'll be ready to roll. So this just kind of gets you prepared. How to find things here in Canvas if you haven't already been in Canvas before. How to join the Discord channel and those kinds of things. So read over this. I'm not going to spend the time reading it on the video. I think you have the tools and the skills to do that on your own. Contacting your teacher, that is how you can get in touch with me. So how can you reach me? I have a school phone, I have a school email address. However, the best way to reach me, the quickest way to reach me is either going to be in the Canvas inbox, which is located here. So this will be a direct email to me. So if you use this as opposed to my OTC email address, this inbox is just students' emails. So it'll get to me much faster than having for myself to wade through I have all kinds of emails coming in here, like administration stuff and teacher stuff and all that kind of stuff. Stuff. So email me through this inbox instead. That'll get to me quicker. Or you can message me in Microsoft Teams, and I'll show you where that link is in a minute if you haven't already used Teams, but I'm guessing most of you have by now. There's my office location. I have office hours on Fridays from 8 to 1, again via Teams. So you can reach me during that time if you have questions, thoughts, concerns, or you can set up an appointment with me if you want to just message me, and if we need to meet in person for some reason you'd prefer that avenue, we can certainly do that as well. But you can always find me on Fridays between 8 and 1 on Teams, so that is another way to get in touch with me. And I would encourage you to do so if you're having some troubles or struggles or questions or those kinds of things. Here again, how to contact me. I think that's getting the point across, right? Canvas inbox, visit me during office hours, or message me in Microsoft Teams. All right, we got that one covered. All right, what else do we have here? So syllabus, you will want to look over the syllabus. All right, you're going to want to look over the course syllabus. I can't access it here because Teacher's View doesn't give me, like if I click on it, I'm going to get this, oh, not working. But when you click on it, it should give you the syllabus, the class syllabus. And in the class syllabus, I talk about my late policy, so you'll want to review that, and also the COVID policies. So I'm going to come back into modules to go over that a little bit more. Here you'll see a discussion of attendance, COVID, and sick expectations, so be sure and read that. We are a hybrid class, which means that we meet on Mondays, and that is the seated portion of this class. And as far as attendance is concerned, you're expected to come to class and participate in the seated version. It's also an online class, hence the hybrid, and online then means after our 1 week meeting once a week, there'll also be material for you to review and self-study and learn on your own as if it's an online scenario. So that's what hybrid's all about. Usually what will happen in this class is by about midterm, we've got the routine down, we've got things figured out, and we'll move more towards an online scenario. But the first half of the semester, expect to be in classes on Mondays from 2:30 to, the class goes till 4:20. Usually we don't take up all of that time to go over the material and talk about what we need to talk about. And then you can read this too. I'm not going to go over it. You can read this to understand how all of those policies work and how does attendance work and that kind of a thing. I'm going to go up to the zyBooks here. zyBooks is what you are going to be using. This is the online access book. It is both a reading material and an interactive work material. So I love zyBooks. I think it's a great resource. So you're going to want to log into zyBooks. Here is a discussion of how you should be able to do it. Click the zyBooks link that we just saw. Let me go backwards. Click this zyBooks access link, and that should get you to the zyBooks book. Do not go to the zyBooks website and create a new account, because if you do that, then it's going to ask you to pay money, and you're not supposed to pay money. You've already paid the money, so definitely don't pay. And if it's asking you to do so, then something's gone horribly wrong, and so we'll want to evaluate what's happening. If you click on that access link and you're not given this option to subscribe, then get in touch with me right away. There's always something quirky every semester that, it didn't work right, or this, that, or the other thing. So if it doesn't work exactly the way it's described here, please let me know. And so that way, just key is don't pay money. You've already paid money for it. All right, so again, take the time to read over these sections so you have more information. I'm just kind of pointing them to you briefly. Let's see, so zyBooks, here's all the just jump in information. Class resources, so here it says download the editor. So what's going on here? Well, this particular class is not designed to teach you a programming language. That's a prerequisite, meaning that I'm not going to be teaching you C# and I'm not going to be teaching you Java. I'm going to be teaching you data structures, concepts, and expecting you to be able to apply those concepts in your language of choice, whether you choose C# or Java. Those are the only two choices, but you get to choose which one you want to do. So decide which one you're stronger in. You can switch over the semester if you want. That's not a problem. You can interchange them if you want. However you choose to do that. But those are the two languages. You know what your editors are, what you're comfortable in. C#, you pretty much have just one choice, and that's going to be Visual Studio. If you're doing Java and you're also taking mobile app development this semester, which I know quite a number of you are, I would suggest you give this IntelliJ a try, because this is the same IDE. It's very similar to the IDE that we're going to use in Android Studio. And so it's kind of a nice, at least there's a similarity between the two. You're not required to. If you'd rather use NetBeans, or I was going to say NetClips, Eclipse or NetBeans, whatever your editor of choice is, you may use the one that you are already accustomed to using. But so when it says download the editor, that's probably something you've already done at this point. So just know that in this class, you're either using C# or you're using Java. Whew. All right, what else have we got here? Obviously, read over all of these things. Microsoft Teams, we're going to be using Teams in this class. So that is, as I said, a way to communicate with me if you've not used Teams before, which I find that probably unrealistic for you guys at this level of your career here at OTC, but here's a description on how to use it. And my, that's a lovely face. Anyway, also new this semester, just so you know, here in the menu, you'll also see a direct link to Teams. So if you click on this link, you should see our class. And if you click on that class, you'll be asked, do you want to come in the browser? Do you want to pull up your Microsoft apps on your computer? And when you do that, it's going to end up looking like this at the moment, because we really don't have that much in it. But also remember that I said, how can you reach me? Teams chat is a great way to reach me. So Teams chat or the inbox is the quickest way. So I'm just kind of bringing you to these places. This is also where you'll find if for some reason you are not able to come to class because you're sick or because of COVID, and again, review that module so that way you'll know how that all works. You're welcome to see the Teams meeting. I will have the Teams meeting right here in Teams. So I think that makes sense. If not, you know how to reach me. If not, you weren't listening to the video. Maybe there's a test there. I don't know. Anyway. Let's see. So what else have you got? You can get into OneDrive directly here now. That's new this semester. So there's that. This says Microsoft Teams meetings, so I wasn't aware of that, but maybe that's where we can get in touch with meetings too. I just noticed that. So that's all new this semester. Let me make sure that there's nothing else on here I want to bring to your attention. Discord, obviously we have a CIS Discord server. I'm not on it very much, so notice I didn't say, hey, you can also message me on Discord. So that would be a no-go, Maverick. But definitely on Teams, and you guys got the drill on that. Okay, but Discord server is there for you to communicate with our CIS community. Important dates. Okay, so for this week, here are some warm-up problems. Here are some things I'm assigning you to get you warmed up and ready for the semester. So the first thing is this Froggy bookstore, game and bookstore. So the idea behind this is, in order to be comfortable, in order to do this material, recognize that we are a 210 level class. So there's expectations that I have of you in your programming skills at this point that you are comfortable with, and that's the purpose of this assignment, to make sure that whichever language you're comfortable in, you can do these things. So that's the purpose of this week's programming assignment. The objectives of this assignment are to make sure that you understand how to write classes and how to instantiate objects from classes. You're comfortable creating class properties and methods, that you can identify and create main methods and differentiate them from what a class method and where it would be appropriate to write one or the other. To understand and implement access modifiers. And what I mean by that is, if you're writing, for example, here, a class, and I tell you to make this class private, what is the difference between that and how do you get to that data member as opposed to something that is public, for example? So the purpose of this assignment, again, is just to make sure that you're comfortable and warmed up with this sort of programming, object-oriented programming paradigm, because we use it a lot this class, and if it's something that is just not your strong point, now is the time to get comfortable with it this first week, or review it, or those kinds of things. Optional in this assignment, if you want to read the data from a text file and read it in and implement the code, you can do that. At the end of the semester, we do a little bit of reading in from a text file, so if you want to kind of get warmed up and remember how to do that now, this would be a good time. But that is optional part. But for sure, you'll want to make sure that you're comfortable with this piece here. To submit this, you're going to zip and submit the entire project. I don't want just the source code, I want the entire project. So hopefully whatever IDE you're used to using, you know how to download and zip the entire project, so that when I download it, all I have to do is double click on the project file, and they're all different depending on which IDE you use, but then I don't have to try and copy and paste your source file into a different IDE. I want the whole project. So with the exception of C#, which is always Visual Studio, but regardless, go ahead and in the comments let me know which IDE you used, whether it be IntelliJ, did you use Eclipse, did you use Visual Studio, especially when it comes to Java. These different IDEs package their projects up a little bit differently, so please don't make me spend the time to try and figure out and cross-match and guess. Just let me know and give me that whole project folder. If you make my grading easier, then obviously that's going to benefit you, and I'm not grading your project going, I'm angry already, as opposed to, oh, that was refreshingly easy, now let me grade. So, okay, that was a strong way to get that point across, but okay. So that's this assignment, and I also have a second assignment. It's like, wow, 2 assignments. Yeah, but the idea behind these is to get you warmed up for what we're going to be doing this semester. So the next assignment is a video meet and greet, and the idea behind this is, when you are doing a lot of these projects over the course of the semester, I'm going to be asking you to maybe make a presentation about the project. So you're not actually going to be programming, but you're going to describe the project or describe the topic. Or I might be asking you to demonstrate your code in video. And so either way, you need to be comfortable with a format or have some kind of video already picked out, some kind of video editing or video programming or video recording program set up. So that's why I created this assignment, to get you in the groove for what am I going to be using to record my presentations or my code during the upcoming weeks. And so I did this meet and greet. It's in a discussion forum, so read over this. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Notice I said that I want a link to the URL in this discussion. I don't want you to upload a video file and expect us to download it and view it. You're either going to provide a link, and I use Screencast-O-Matic, so that gives me a link to a place that I've recorded my video and it's stored up in the cloud, or you can create a video and then upload it to YouTube. There's other resources out there, so you can choose the one you want. But that's the idea behind the video meet and greet. So one, I get introduced to you before I see you next Monday, if I don't already know, not next Monday, but the Monday after. Whew, that's hard to say. And gets you warmed up with a video recording software, whatever you might want to use during the semester. So I think that's it for the moment. That was a lot, even though I didn't think it was going to take that long. I guess I'm just very good at talking. I don't want to hear your response to that. I know what my husband says. Anyway, that's the gossip. I will see you all on the 24th at 2:30. Remember, it is a seated class and you are expected to come to class. It's not an optional. It is a seated portion, so all come excited to get to work on Monday the 24th. You have your assignment in the meantime. It is due the 23rd by midnight, which would be the Sunday before. If you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, remember Teams or inbox. And I think that's the ball game, structures of data. I will see you not next Monday, but the Monday after. All right. Aloha.